we got the meats.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Arby's. No, that's not right. Hang on. That's what are we doing here? This is not an Arby's. It's a D&D podcast. It's not a podcast either. It's this Twitch stream. Holy crap! You wouldn't think being a puppet raccoon would be messing me up this bad, but it very much is. Happy Halloween, everybody! Welcome to Delve Requisite here on Proficiency Bonus. This is our Halloween episode, and for tonight's episode, we decided that we are going to be doing a puppet episode. Everyone's puppets. That's what we're doing. We're gonna forego the 5 minutes of Arby's talk in lieu of getting right into the action tonight. So quick thank you to our sponsors, Little Dragon Corp and Cardboard Castle Games. Thank you to both of them. You can type !CCG or !Little Dragon in the chat at any point during tonight's stream to get a link to those websites. So thank you to our sponsors. Be sure to check them out. What do we do here? Do I do an intro, or do we want to start? Do we want to go down the roster here and look at puppets?
I think we should not address the puppets.
I think we should carry on as usual.
Yeah, it's just us. We're just puppets.
This is gonna be.
I'm a muppet of a shovel.
Am I a man or am I a puppet? Anyway, what are we doing?
Yeah, we can't say Muppet because it's trademarked.
It's trademarked. Yeah, that's illegal. We would get fired immediately.
Puppet.
Puppet.
Puppet. Not good. Okay. All right. Let's hit the recap and then we can go from there. So last week, you guys are inside the depths of the Fortress of Glower, the ancient ruins of the primordial fortress that was the site of the battle between the original Artanis and his brotherhood and the forces of the combined exarchs of the gods of Aegeria. You are currently trying to make your way through the labyrinthine, fantastical interior of this fortress down to the bottoms, the depths of its core, where you will find potentially the Chamber of the World Heart, along with Artanis, as he attempts to complete what his predecessor started a myriad of years ago. You made your way through a big, crazy sort of Hall of Mirrors-esque crystalline room, and then Brahm did his best one-man performance of a montage of kids running into walls in halls of mirrors. Yep. And then you entered
Before remembering he could fly.
You then began to descend down through some interior hallways and chambers, all of which were very much empty and sort of desolate and deserted by time. And when we left the end of the session, I believe was it Brahm? There were these
yes, he was the one stung.
There were these luminescent insectoid creatures, yep. And Brahm, one of them came down and stung / slashed you in the face, and that was when you guys realized that a swarm of these things were gathering around you. So that is where we will begin our episode tonight. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Hang on. This might mess up the cameras for a second, but it's...
You know what I just forgot to do? Take out any dice.
Well, that's not ideal. Hang on, I have to go fix this.
Dice it on the floor.
I also didn't bring up my character sheet. I was too focused on puppets.
Muppets. No.
See, this is what
puppets,
happens when you commit to a bit. You overcommit.
I am committing to bits you cannot possibly even comprehend.
All right, Michael Keaton.
You want to do bits? Okay. Come on, let's do bits.
All right, I'm back. I had to. I forgot I didn't turn the music on, and I was afraid that it was going to mess up the cameras, but it didn't. So we're good to go. Okay, so where were we? Brahm, You have just been
Imminent death.
stung by one of these creatures, these insectoid creatures. What do you do?
I have just been stung.
Yes, stung or bit or something.
The
does
fuck
make
was
you
that? Something bit me.
Why do you we
Wait.
came up with this idea like 3 hours ago? Why did you have that puppet already?
I didn't. I went to Michael's this afternoon.
My God.
He went to Michael's. He went to Michael's.
Look at how serious I am.
All right, he wins.
No.
I don't know what he wins, but he wins.
Oh boy.
Well,
I was in all week.
As for what we do, I take in the scene of a veritable, swarm of these things, and I think we should run.
I have a question
yes.
and then a statement. In the time that we've since received them from randomly finding them in the pile, have we had any opportunity to attune to any of the things we found?
No.
Okay, that answers that question. That's fine. I was gonna want to wonder, just panic. But I can't because it's not attuned.
But
So
you have to attune
we will fun off in the general direction of not here.
Okay, so that's the consensus as everybody's booking it.
I mean, I'm on a broom,
Cheese it.
so
What was that?
I said, cheese it.
Cheese it. Okay. All right.
I thought you said, please end it. I was like, oh, Brahm is not long for this world.
Roll to cheese it.
All right, what is the cheese it button?
The cheese it button, I guess, would be. Let's say everybody make me a athletics or acrobatics check.
Okay, wait. All right. Cheese dice.
God.
You know what?
Dirty
it.
20.
Okay.
I'm gonna do acrobatics with my broom, I guess, for a dirty 20.
18 with acrobatics.
Did you add your
16
modifier?
athletics.
So I got 2 dirty 20s, an 18, and a 16. Is that what I heard?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Okay, with those rolls, you guys successfully initiate the Cheez-It protocol, and you take off running. Or, I guess in Walter's case, flying. Unless otherwise somebody gives me some sort of an instruction, Osrius will just, be following along with whatever the group is doing. So, you guys take off running. You begin sprinting down this corridor that you are in, and you are heading towards up ahead. There is there's a fork in the pathway. You can go left. You can go right. What do you guys want to do?
Fork in the pathway, left or right?
Yes.
Split decision.
Left.
Left.
Left it is.
All right. So everybody books it to the left. Everybody make a dexterity saving throw.
Well, shit.
That's a 26.
26.
Dexterity saving throw.
If you're within, I think, 5 feet of me, you get +3 as well.
So that's a 29. I don't have a 29.
23 for me.
I have a 13 plus 3, so 16.
How much was it? Plus
+3.
29.
So 2 29s, a 16, and a what?
23.
Okay. So nobody got less than a 15.
No.
All right. In that case, you guys manage to stay ahead of what quickly you realize becomes like a rushing swarm of these luminescent insectile creatures. There's this like drone as more and more of them gather and begin to chase you guys through the hallway. You kind of quickly realize that as you are like running through this area, like there's a lot of like kind of corridors and passageways, and there's really not a ton of like indication of what direction like you should be going or like where things lead to. You definitely notice from some of like the side passages and chambers that you go into, like as you continue to run and like make these decisions, you run the risk of running into a dead end. As you guys like continue to move, what do you guys want to do?
So how theater of the mind, I understand it, but how are we handling like roughly how many rounds we're running for each batch of decisions?
Until somebody tells me they want to do something that like requires us to utilize a rounds mechanic, I'm not really worried about it.
Okay. So I think what Walter's gonna do is he's gonna still maintain the flight, but I'm gonna hang to the back of the crowd.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna occasionally, like, if those insects get close to us, I'm just gonna pulse off sword burst as I'm flying to try to like act as a insect repellent of violence.
Okay.
So like I mean it's a single action, and I do 3d6 damage per burst. So
okay.
like figure every 6 seconds I'm just popping off a burst if they get too close.
Okay.
To try to give us a little extra barrier.
Sure. Okay. So you guys, as you like continue to run, Walter, you kind of develop this tactic. You start sword bursting. Everybody, except Walter, make a survival check. And Walter, I'd like you to make a perception check.
Well, I haven't wild magicked any time recently, so
17 survival.
I think I got a bug in my eye. It happens as you're, didn't want to phrase it that way. Flying the broom, as it were. You get a little bug in your eye, you lose your ability to see. I got a natural 1 with no modifier, so perception check
Love
not great.
To see it.
15 for Rowan.
15.
Also a 15.
15. Okay, so with those successful survival checks, you guys managed to navigate kind of pell-mell through this labyrinth of chambers. You are definitely heading on what you gauge to be a consistently descending path. You manage not to like run yourself into any dead ends or anything like that where these creatures would be able to like catch up to you. You do kind of notice, however, that there are some of these insects are like kind of coming out of some of the like cracks and breaks in the stone of this place ahead of you as you run. Everybody make another dexterity saving throw.
What was my effect with my perception check being an utter fail?
I'll get to that in a second.
All right, so I'm still making a dex.
Yes, still make the dex.
Dex save.
What was the save?
Dexterity save.
Oh, I forgot. I'm near Rowan, so it's actually a 4 for that original nat 1, but whatever.
Okay.
So I rolled a 9 on my dex save.
23. I forgot about the +3.
Okay.
16.
16.
15 for
A
me.
blind man.
Okay. So Walter, you are the only one who's going to fail this. In fact, you do get a bug in your eye. The rest of you guys, you still manage to run as these insects like come near you, you sort of like either bat them away or you like duck and dip and dive under them. Walter, you, as you are like kind of like stutter, stop turning quick, firing off this spell, which I will say, even with your nat 1/4 whatever perception roll, you do like every time you like pop off one of these sword burst spells, a like a bunch of these bugs get like obliterated. They turn into like metal filings and just like sprinkled to the floor. But there's plenty of them to replace every several dozen that you kill each time you do this. You do get a as you like turn one of these times to like fire off a one of these sword bursts. You turn back as you like have to make a last minute adjustment to like turn down a corridor to keep following the rest of the party. You are not quite quick enough to get out of the way of like a small like cloud of these things which emerge from the passageway that they did not come from, and you feel several of these things like basically land onto you and like begin to like sting or bite you.
My skin!
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh God.
Not to worry. Nat 20 plus 2 plus 3, so 25.
Whoa!
Oh.
Okay. The stinging is painful, much like a wasp sting. So like painful but not unbearable. And you get stung a couple of times, and you sort of like slap these things away and accelerate away from them and take them out with another sword burst, and you seem to be okay.
Walter has absolutely accidentally dug himself into an anthill before, or a wasp nest, so like it's like it reminds me of home and also pain.
Yeah. Okay, so everybody
Your hands. I have no hands.
I have no hands, and I must clap. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Survival check. One more survival check.
Can the bard play Eye of the Tiger, please?
That's a 4 for me.
4? Okay.
A 4 plus 3?
Oh, 7.
All right, I got a 13.
Okay.
I got
Thank you, Rowan.
14 because I'm somehow doing okay in this right now.
What was Brahms?
12.
Okay, not ideal all around.
No.
So, what you guys see, you run down a like sort of a long corkscrewing tunnel, sort of chamber type of deal. And as you are rushing towards the end of it, you see there's another sort of like a fork. To the right, you see that the end of this like hallway, this chamber, is like broken away, like it's destroyed, and it seems, from what you can tell with that survival check, to open into like just a like massive open chasm. The other side of the fork appears to lead into a chamber.
Worse than the shovel.
Jason, no.
Absolutely not.
By popular demand.
The joke's
Walter's
on us.
back.
Jason's been a puppet the entire time we've known him.
That's
I knew it.
What was I saying? I got so bamboozled by...
One side is partially collapsed but seems to lead.
One side is a chasm. The other side is seems to be like an enclosed like a chamber, and it actually appears to have like an intact door on it. Much, or at least what you what you glean to be a door. It has sort of the shape and dimension and positioning of a door, though it is like it does seem to be made out of the same material as the like the rest of the chamber, the same sort of like a metallic crystalline structure. But it's got very like fantasy ass door vibes to it. Walter, make one more perception check for me as you guys like approach these two options.
Well, thanks to Rowan's outstanding ability to make me look at things better, it's a 11.
11. Okay. You notice something this time.
Right.
When you are casting this sword burst spell over and over again, for a while now, you've been doing. You see like the spell goes off, a bunch of insects go like and fall to the ground. You also notice something else. Now that you've done it dozens and dozens of times, there is like almost a pattern to the movement of these insects as they like fill the void left by where the sword burst like shredded a bunch of them. They seem to like swarm around the area, and plenty of them still like blast past and continue following you. But you're pretty certain that you notice that in sort of like the wake of the magic, or the like what's the term for like when you get like a sunspot? Is it just a sunspot? There's like the after image. That's what I wanted. The after image, the magic after image of the spell as it like hovers in the air. These creatures seem to like sort of swarm around it momentarily until it kind of like fades and dissipates, and then they like and continue on.
Interesting. So, if Walter notices that early enough before we see this passage-like area, Walter will absolutely like activate dancing lights as far from him and the group as possible, so like 120 feet away.
Okay,
and
let's
see if that baits them.
Let's say that you do that as you guys come to this like fork where you have to like do something about something. Sort of when you come to that conclusion, you pop those creepy green lights or the dancing lights.
Yes.
I think I was gonna see if something made sense to like roll something, but I don't think so. I think it just works mostly. So much like moths to a flame, the magic of your dancing light spell like pops into existence, and you see like a good chunk of the swarm sort of like breaks off and is like sort of buzzing around the creepy I keep wanting to say creepy green lights, the dancing lights.
I'm sorry, I cast a second spell. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it wasn't Eldritch Blast or the one other spell that you ever use. It's really messing me up.
I've probably used dancing lights more often than creepy green light, just not recently.
Not recently.
And the fact checkers and the group historian can check me on this. Probably this is the first time you've ever cast it to any type of effect that wasn't
Silly.
Dumb or made things actively worse.
I think the last time
Well,
you
one of
cast
us was
dancing
standing
lights-
in the radius.
No. I'm talking about
that's
dancing lights. The only time
lights.
Walter ever uses dancing lights is to backup dance into somebody's stupid bullshit,
I'm the sound and lights guy, or just the
to
light
horrify people who have never seen magic before.
I truly
yes,
think
true.
the last time I remember Walter doing it was when. No, it's not the last time, but the most prominent memory is the fairy party in the forest.
Oh yeah, of course. You gotta have a fairy rave. It's fine.
Everybody's got to have a fair rate. Okay, so Walter has done this lights thing. There are still insects coming, but this has like bought you guys a few moments of time here. You're at sort of this fork. It is a chasm on one side, a sealed door of some sort on the other. What are you guys doing?
Walter's gonna use pass ball in the door opening
Okay.
with the transit shovel. I'm just gonna be like, nope, it's a door now.
All right. So that it just makes like a magical opening in it, right?
Pass ball. A passage appears at a point of your choice that you can see on a wooden, plaster, or stone surface, such as a wall, ceiling, or floor, within range and lasts for the duration. I could also try to use knock if it looks like a door, but that's a different thing. So if it looks like a door that's obviously a door, I'm going to use knock. If it's just a wall,
It looks like a door that's obviously a door.
Oh, then I'm going to use knock, and that's just going to unlock it.
So knock unlocks the door.
Yes.
Does it cause it to open?
No, but I do also have the prestidigitation. Oh, I don't have thaumaturgy on this character. Sorry.
Okay, well, I think
17 cantrips. I forget which ones I have. I apologize. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, sorry, it's only 15 cantrips.
so. Okay, so
I can unlock it with a charge from my key, and
I'm trying to
I can't really-
reconcile what I had like in my mind as the mechanics of this like magic ass door, and knock.
I mean, you can open it if you wanted to.
Yeah, I
Doesn't
guess.
say
I
that
guess.
it does.
I guess. Yeah, fuck it. You use knock, and you hear like a big like from inside the this like massive stone crystalline door surface.
Red.
All right, everybody in.
Walter will
Go.
fly
Okay.
in
Rowan
last.
goes in.
The door's not
And,
open. You just heard the door
Rowan-
unlock.
Okay.
Rowan opens the door. She
How do you
doesn't
open the
give a
door?
or is push, pull, lift your.
shit. Yeah. I'll start pushing against it. to see
Okay.
Right.
Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna roll. We're gonna say the insect swarm is 6 units of some indeterminate measurement away from you.
Okay.
Each time you like try a method of opening this door, I'm gonna roll a d4, and they're gonna get that much closer to you.
Okay.
So you potentially have as little as two attempts to push, pull, lift, or do something else. So you said
Walter
your
disintegrate.
push was your first.
Rowan's pushing.
Okay, so you push. That does not open the door. The
Okay.
bugs
I'd
get
like to use
one closer.
my action while she's doing that to take a quick look at the door to go. Okay,
Where's the hinges?
yeah. Where's the hinges? What's the mechanism?
Make an investigation check.
27.
27. With a 20.
Is there a sign that says pull?
Rowan's gonna be really fucking mad.
There, you know what there is with a 27. There is like a, there's like an arcane, primordial, ancient
Oh, I don't fucking
glyph
see that shit.
on the door. And Alar, you see that, and that's what you see with your investigation check.
There's an arcade. There's a weird glyph
There's
that looks like it could
there's
be
like
a word.
crazy glyph that could be a word.
Walter can read every
Yeah, I'm
language.
pulling out the
Yeah,
glyph.
Walter, let's go.
Walter,
Alright.
what does that say?
What does it say? What does Walter say out loud?
It says pull.
Rowan, pull the door open and just cursing the whole time. I hate this place.
I feel like Walter's gonna like squint at it and be like, "It says pull."
Hey,
I assure you, it actually does pull.
I hate you all.
Oh god, yeah. You pull and the door opens, and you guys are able to pile inside.
And we
Push the door shut. Fuck
Yep.
you. Pushing
You
something.
push the door
It's
shut.
pull it.
Yeah,
it's
we all
actually
pile
it's
up against the
dimensional
door.
It's actually you have
as
to
it
pull it
closes.
closed
It's a
too.
pull both ways, yeah.
Yeah.
Of
It
course.
makes
I
it
hate
no
is.
all of you.
sense.
I hate all of you.
I had.
It's an enchanted door.
You're not thinking fifth dimensionally,
I'm gonna
Rowan.
be honest. The plan for that door was that it was like a magic primordial door, and like you were gonna have to figure out a way to like manipulate the elements that were like essentially it was gonna have to like unfuse from the stone, or it was gonna be a whole thing. But this is way better.
Why, Yay, we cheesed the puzzle door.
We cheesed
Yay.
it. Okay.
Yay.
So
So
you guys,
so we're on the other side of the door. We're panting.
you pile in, you like slam this door shut, and on the other side you hear like as like these like bugs like pelt against the other side of the wall.
Oh, good thing it wasn't a push door. Ugh, that'd be terrible. There's a lot of bug volume out there.
Yeah, you're grateful for that pull door now, huh? The bugs can't get in. Okay, so the door's closed. You find yourself inside a chamber that is about
With bees.
filled with snakes this time. No, it is.
Why did it have to be snakes?
It's about 50 by 50 feet. There are. They sort of look like. At first, you think they're like barrels, but they're not quite barrels. As you here's a weird pull. You know
quick save, create bonfire.
Yeah, there's a bunch of it's weird. There's a bunch of like health packs and and food like scattered around. No, what there is in here is here's what's in my mind, and I assume most of you will know this pull. You know from the original Halo game, those like sort of squarish purple Covenant crates.
Yes, vaguely.
They kind of look. There's a bunch of like barrel crates that look sort of like that in this room, and that is all you see. There is no other exit or entrance to this room that you can see.
I pistol whip the crate.
It's a mimic.
It's no. It was you. It explodes. Obviously, it was an exploding barrel. No, you you hit it with your shovel, and it kind of like makes a metallic like pang, but otherwise doesn't seem to do anything.
Well, it's definitely metal.
I'd like to study one of the crates.
Sure.
Are there any labels? Are there any labels of this in this room?
No, not
On
that
any
you,
of the crates?
Not that you see in here. No.
Oh, could take it
My
something Indians
investigation check is 25.
Okay. The 25 is you move around the room. These things are, as far as you can tell, like they don't appear to have seams in them of any kind that would open up to like get it something inside it. They seem to be like one solid piece. Knocking on them a little bit, and like with Walter's like shovel pistol whip, you definitely get the sense that they are hollow. They seem to be empty from what you can glean. The hollow ring of them seems empty. All the way sort of towards the back of the chamber, you do find one that something happened to it that it was damaged. There is like a rend in the side of one of these, and it is open wide enough that you are able to like get a look inside, and you see that it is also empty. But as you sort of like look at it, you see that there's some kind of like flaky residue on the inside of it and sort of on the floor around it.
What color is the residue?
Oh no!
Get your mind out of the gutter. I'm thinking blood.
No, that's not what I'm knowing.
It is. It's sort of indistinct. It's just kind of like grayish, like city colored almost.
Walter is going to think back to the day that they dropped the stone. And I do believe somebody in this current batch of people experienced the escape of a creature from a crate?
We all did. It was Osrius using said creature, hucking it at
Yes.
our enemies, and that saved our life.
Is Walter getting vibes that these might contain said creatures?
Make a... I guess a nature
Like
check.
Nature, history, like... I mean, do it... Uh-oh. Sorry, I had the wrong page open. Go into my character, gonna open a lot of rolls. You said nature?
Nature.
Nature. Walter, why are you proficient in nature? Do I still benefit from Rowan's +3?
If I'm near you,
What is considered near you? 30 feet or 10 feet?
like 5 feet.
Your auras only extends to 5 feet?
Maybe it's 10 feet now. I haven't.
Oh. Anyway,
No,
it's a 20.
It's 10 feet. It's 10 feet.
Okay, it's 23, and if Rowan is nearby, it's 26. For
Okay.
Nature check.
Here is... here's what I think. You don't think this is residue left by, like, a...
It's a black mold
black
or some
ooze
nonsense.
or a pudding or a slime or anything like that. But you specifically, Walter, have enough experience with mining and refinery type processes that I think you are able to identify that this is probably a residue left behind by some sort of combustible liquid that probably like was in this barrel and like evaporated down, and this like residue is like whatever sediment was perhaps suspended in that that liquid and was left behind when it evaporated.
Can I open a portal here?
You cannot. I'll save you some time. The
No.
portaling will not be working anywhere in the
Assumed-
facility.
I assumed it wouldn't. I just have to ask because I feel like the very first moment Walter has that realization that like this had some flammable shit in it, he's gonna want to like remove it from the playing field as fast as possible. So he grips his shovel and nothing happens. He's like, oh yeah. How big are these metal containers?
Let's call them 2 feet around and maybe mid chest height.
So we couldn't reasonably put them in the bag, or we could reasonably put them in our bag of holding.
You probably can't quite get him into the bag of holding.
Like the width.
Yeah,
is
and
too big
remember
for it.
per Alar's check, you saw this one is like this one was rended open and emptied or
Right.
whatever. You're pretty sure the rest of these are empty. Like you don't think these are a bunch of barrels
okay.
full of explodable liquid in here.
All right.
You think
I'm
these
just-
are a bunch
I'm
of
just waiting
barrels?
for the boss to arrive and fire.
No,
you explode all the barrels. and we die.
It seems like a safe bet that these are a bunch of containers intended to be like filled with some sort of combustible liquid or like refinery process something.
I'm just
But
imagining fantasy jerry cans at this point, and I can't unimagine it.
you get the sense that they are like these are empty. Everything in here is empty. These were stored here probably a very long time ago, and they're just chilling in here.
All right. So in that case, Walter's gonna panic less. What is going on in the rest of this room? Like,
Nothing.
Are there any
There-
other
there is-
doors?
This is all that is in this room. There are no other doors or.
So there's the door we came in, and then there's these formerly combustible barrels of something.
Correct.
All right. So we're stuck in here.
That's not necessarily true. So Walter's gonna start opening barrels, containers, whatever they are. Just go through and try to open them. If they're like big, solid, sealed things that are just hollow inside, then like and they're unopenable, that's something you'll
Yeah,
find
so
out.
that was another thing from Alar's roll. Like, there doesn't appear to be a seam anywhere on these, so like you don't see a way to open them that you can tell.
I'm gonna start looking around for doors, both obvious and secret.
Okay. Make another investigation check.
Oh, thank you. That is a natural 20, so that's a 31.
Okay.
With or without Roan's bonus.
Oh, 30. If she's right next to me. It's even better. 34.
Okay. You are certain that if there was a magical ass door or a hidden compartment or anything to be found in this room, you would have found it. You are as sure as you can reasonably be with the tools at your disposal now that the only way in or out of this chamber is through the door that you guys came in through.
Okay. There's no other way out.
Well, is there anything we can use in here, ALR, that you've seen in your travels around this 50 by 50 room? And like if Walter will start like trying to produce light to like illuminate additional things. So
we okay, so we could try to get as much of that swarm that's still out there to bite on one of the barrels by magicking it up. We can use a bunch of cantrips. I could throw a higher level spell, something of that nature, draw their attention, get them all in here, close the door. There's a bunch of them, but I don't think there's enough of them to push the door open again.
Do we hear them still hitting the door on the other side?
Make a perception check.
So hearing that, Walter's gonna say like, maybe we can
15 perception.
take a quick rest here. If it seems reasonably secure and that's the only way in and out, then
Rowan,
take a little-
you hear it's not the like machine gun pattering of these things like slamming against the door that happened when you guys first ran in here, but you can hear as you put your ear to the door. You hear this sort of like fuzzy buzz of wings and the kind of like scrittering click clack of little like I was like making a bunch of hand motions to detail what I was describing and then realized that like I'm doing it and the puppet is not doing it. Can't see it at all. There's bugs out there still. That's the long and short of it.
Okay, I have.
Walter's gonna like.
But yes, Walter, you are fairly certain that like you guys are safe in here for the time being. I will remind you of your timer, your countdown.
I don't think it's a long rest time. I think if you take a little nappy nap.
Just a friendly reminder.
What hour are we on of the 72 hours we have?
One day passed from when you drank the magic coffee to everything that happened in between towards like when you landed here. So you're essentially on like hour 1 of your like second day.
If you guys want to take a little short rest up, give it a minute, try to gather our thoughts and make a plan of action.
I mean, I don't think we should go out there without a plan.
A couple minutes at most.
I could use Windwalk on us. However, that doesn't necessarily make us like invisible or impossible to be hurt. And it also takes a full minute to revert back to physical form and do other shit. So
These things appear to be attracted to magic and magic spells. That might just get them coming right after us.
Out of character time. Walter's a little tapped and needs a little nappy nap for an hour if we could
take a
get one
nappy
in.
nap. take a nappy nap. I'm not planning to leave right away. I'm just saying that's the only thing I
Like,
can.
like,
contribute.
that's what I'm saying. Like in game, I don't want to take an hour actual time. But in universe, I don't think there's much. I don't think an hour of time crunch is gonna matter.
Now let's just
So I would like to I would like to short rest.
I declare short rest. That's fine. You guys can take a short rest.
Attunements are long rest anyway, so it's like you can't really attune to the new cool.
Well,
cooldowns.
here's the thing. I think we waive the attunement thing onto a short rest, since I did hand you guys magic items that potentially require attunement with fucking Jack Bauer 24 end of the campaign countdown clock to doom that I inflicted upon you.
Right.
We appreciate your generosity in this matter.
I liked it.
Thanks.
Brahm has just largely been a blank camera where a puppet occasionally arises from the bottom. Also whose mic isn't working, and
No,
really.
Walter for
cast
sure
down on Brom.
cast silence as a ritual, and then Brahm has just been trying to say things this whole time. We just had no idea. He's just
does he not
spazzing in the corner. I'm sure he
Is he
knows.
not
I think he's just doing
aware
it
that
bit
his
now.
microphone is not working?
He knows that.
He's 6 bits into this. I don't think anybody
I
knows.
hope
what's going
he's
on.
aware. Russ,
I think his mic came out or something.
Yeah, see,
That's the big
based
thing.
on the rapid disappearance of the Brahm puppet, I'm assuming he's just now realized
Alright.
that his microphone is not working, and I don't think it has been for a while.
The
probably
Brahm bit?
not.
Oh yeah. No, we're not actively ignoring you.
Oh, he's lighting up.
He lit up.
Oh,
Up.
There
up.
you go.
I don't know
How
what I
much were
did.
you saying? Well, you were not hearing it.
I'll tell you what, I haven't heard Brahm say anything for about 25 minutes.
I haven't said anything in a while.
Okay.
I did that last part. I did go, hey, shut up.
All right. Well, then
I don't
know. I
Walter
remember last
spends
time
an
I said
hour
something.
napping. Alar learns the balance of his new sword.
Rowan puts on her new boots.
I didn't get anything.
I can give you a ring that gives you a druid spell.
I'm all ringed up. I got so many rings.
Perceived.
I didn't feel like it.
Well, then you don't get stuff.
Look, buddy. All right. Look at how serious my eyes
Who
are.
you calling, buddy?
Alright, what do we got? So
I'm so angry. My eyeballs vibrate.
Walter hands him a lime. It's the skirt me talking.
Walter, why are you carrying fruit around with you?
Osrius goes, answer the question, Walter.
I don't know if it's the same on my screen, but I'm looking down at Jason.
Oh
Yeah.
wait, hold on.
It works
Hold
on stream. Good.
It's the question, Walter.
Hey, don't worry about it.
I'll kill you.
I don't understand how 3D space works. This hurts my hand and my brain.
Stop threatening
That's
to
the
kill
title of
Walter.
Walter's book. It hurts my hand and my brain.
Rowan's asleep in a corner in a ball.
Yeah, so try to take a short breather, attune
Okay.
to the Wand of Wonder, because I have one attunement slot.
Oh, hey, I'm ditching 2 of the things I had attunement for, because I don't think the Mind Mugger mitts are going to help us, and this sword is better than what I had previously. So if you want The sword whose name I am never going to utter again. All yours, Brom.
Brom has all the swords. Does anybody have?
No, it's Chapasso.
Yeah, that's what I said. Chapasso.
No, Chapasso.
Yeah. Chapasso. Same as you.
No, Chapasso.
Same as you.
No, say it like I'm saying it.
Say
Chapasso.
it like you're saying it.
That's just, all right. We don't have time for this.
I'm out.
Look, I'm only here for the bits, okay?
Fuck your bits.
Not me looking at my new items and hoping I can roll to just make a fucking giant beanstalk appear.
Oh, bag of beans.
Oh wait, I just realized I could Swedish chef it. There's a whole new level, baby.
God help us.
You know what they
Yeah,
say, Senor Chapasso. You throw it away, and it comes back to you.
I want this. I want the special cloak, but also I want the Wand of Wonder really, really badly.
I mean,
only
if you
have-
don't want the cloak, I can. I'll take it off your hands.
I do want the cloak.
Well, we can't all have everything we want, Walter.
Why did you change hands? And why is
Because my arms get tired. What do you want? I'm not gonna give you a logical reason.
Because I'm practicing my ambidextrosity, Walter.
All right. Does not. Okay. All right. I'm gonna trade. Does this robe count as an actual like armor item? Or is it something you can wear over top of stuff?
What robe? The cloak?
The robe. The cloak. Yes. Oh, it's a cloak. It's not a robe.
You can wear it over top of stuff.
All right. Rad. Okay. So no Wand of Wonder. I will cloak it up. Cloak is my attunement.
Do you want to give the Wand of Wander to somebody else?
Absolutely.
I don't know who has attunement slots.
Who has an attunement slot? Anybody have an attunement slot?
No.
Baiting.
I'm checking. I'll check Oz's character sheet. For
yeah.
this.
I've got so much shit, but I can't use half of it.
Yeah, I've had to ditch. Well, like I said, I ditched the old sword and the Mind Mugger mitts because. Well,
Listen, Wizards of the Coast, okay? 3 attunement slots is too few.
I mean, unless my shovel
Thank
doesn't take up 2 attunement slots anymore.
Thank you for coming to
then
my TED Talk.
That's another.
Thank you for coming to my Brom Talk.
Why did the what did we what was the reason for the shovel taking up 2 attunement slots?
The reason for
It was because it does flying and it does what else?
It's 3 magic items in one. It's the transit shovel, which is a +1 quarterstaff. It's a +2 Rod of the Pack Keeper, and it's also a
Voyager staff, isn't it?
it's a Voyager staff, a Rod of the Pack Keeper, and a Broom of Flying. It's all at the same time.
So, well, I mean, I sort of made the Voyager staff aspect of it pretty obsolete, right? With
I mean, I still have Banishment, Blink, Misty Step, Pass Wall, and Teleport. It's just the Teleport is obsoleted. It's still very powerful. It's. I mean, I don't want to gimp myself, pun intended.
nah,
but, like,
I think we gotta leave that as two slots. What's Osri's got? Let's see. Inventory. Osrius is also full up. Well,
What do you say, Rowan? Random bullshit?
here's a new rule. I'm gonna throw at you guys right now. Because why not? From this forth forward, I, Raccoon DM, here do by decree that familiars have 1 attunement slot.
all right,
And
fuck
you
it.
can- you
More-
can-
Oh
And you can give them a magic item.
Give Morgan the wand.
It's happening.
What?
Oh,
Brom?
Oh.
No.
May I submit for your approval? Badger in a top hat. for the for the magic.
Scooter
magic
thanks
of
you.
the,
He thanks you so very much for this. I have no idea what the hell I'm gonna give him, but
Rowan just stands there going, I don't have any extra fancy shit that needs an attunement slot, or a familiar. So she nothing
Wait,
changes.
is the badger gonna get this senior Vorpal Chapasso? We have a Vorpal badger now.
See,
let me see.
wait, you're blue and you don't know what to do. Run on away! There you go. Happy Halloween, everybody.
oh boy. All right, how you getting out of this room? What's the plan?
I've been given too much power.
I unless anybody else has a better idea, like I
Should we
said,
try the push door?
One throws
well-
a rocket bomb.
no, we throw
Ow.
we throw a spell on the far side, or a couple of spells on the far side. You know, basically bait. We get most, if not all of them, to take the bait. We run out. We close the door.
All right. Close air support Morrigan and Walter are going to go out in formation
Okay.
All right,
and
let's see.
blast magic yonder and see what happens.
Yeah, I'm going to burn.
I mean, just say burn cantrips. Don't waste real magic.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I was thinking the stronger the magic, the more likely it would be to draw their attention. Yeah, because I don't have anything. I actually don't have a third level spell, but I have 3 third level slots. I am going to.
Hang on 1 second.
Okay.
I think my wife just set off the smoke alarms in her house, so I'll be right back.
Oh God!
Yay!
I hope that's what it is. So, chat, what do you think of Puppet Night?
Oh, sorry. My armor's also been getting tired.
What's the question, Dr. Life? You're saying C-3PO sword?
No,
yeah.
say it like we're saying it. Chapasso.
Oh no.
To clarify, that, along with my many things, there's a C-3PO on the floor, and that is, I guess I could pour it with my real hand. That is, Galamdring, Gandalf's sword. Galamdring the foe hammer.
Doctor, if you are here, this is from you. This creature would not exist without you.
None of us.
You're
would
the
exist without
reason
you.
Rowan is an axolotl.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
this shovel wouldn't exist without viewers like you. You are responsible
have-
for this.
Jason, get
Please
out.
take
I
accountability.
have Gandalf's staff, too, that I've been meaning to put on that wall. I just haven't.
None of us would exist
yeah,
without dogs for life because we are actually a fever dream. You've been in a coma for 3 years. You have to wake up. Anyway,
We've
there's
been
no fire.
puppets the whole time.
We have been puppets the whole time. The glamour just came off tonight. What are we doing? You're opening the door.
D&D.
What's the plan? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
D&D.
Alar was
So-
about to say something, and then fire alarms went off.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a third level slot. I'm gonna use it to upcast a spell. In this case, we'll call it Silent Image.
Okay.
On the far side of the room.
Okay.
Just to
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
yeah, draw them all that way. While we're on either side of the door. Go through the door when they've all passed. Close the door. Huh?
Better than
If you-
anything idea I've got.
If you've got any cantrips or a low-level spell slot that you're willing to give to the cause, the more magic.
I mean, create bonfire and other thing also lasts the same amount, but given that Walter understands that there's residue of explosives and or flammable things, Walter is going to opt to go for the non-explosive option,
That is
which
the
is
exact opposite of what I thought you were going to say.
dancing lights.
Okay.
I've got a minor illusion cantrip.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
yeah.
Rowan is not spending any spell slots because
Yep, no,
we're
that's
all
fine.
gonna die.
Nope. Cantrips. Only cantrips. All cantrips.
Oops,
No,
all cantrips.
cantrips.
Oops, all cantrips. We got this.
All right.
We got
So
some
yeah,
more.
that's what.
Ooh, actually, I'm going to cast Moldorth on the floor in the form of writing, because I can do that on stone. I can't move stone, but I can write on stone. It's a thing I can do.
And what are you
Yeah,
writing?
we all can. It's called chalk.
It just says piss, but in ancient and Roman.
Ugh. Good. All right.
Of course you do.
All right. Stream is over. We're done.
10,000 years, this primordial ruin has sat undisturbed. And then Walter wrote,
Walter came in and
"Piss."
pissed on the wall.
Okay. All right. So, all
Always
right. So
somebody that has to vandalize.
let me make sure. I'm
It
understanding
only
your plan
lasts for like
correctly.
a minute.
Everybody is essentially like flattening themselves against the wall or on this like around the side of the door.
Yep.
You're gonna
And then-
open the door, and everybody's gonna cast several. There's gonna be a casting of two, essentially two like illusory images and a bunch of like dancing lights.
Yep. Yep.
On the far side. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
It's jellyfish jam in here. Like,
You know what you get? Do you know? Do you know what you guys have done?
no.
Okay, you open the door, and you do this, and essentially, you have Timon and Pumbaa the hyenas as your images go. If you're hungry for a hunk of ten juicy meat, eat my buddy Pumbaa here, cause he's a treat.
They call me Mr. Pig.
So
Please don't eat me.
you do that, and all these bugs come in, and they are driven towards the beacon of magic that you guys have like plopped on the other side of this room. And you make your exit. Make a dexterity check.
Check or save?
Check.
Check is.
So I guess acrobatics. I guess it could be. Yeah, I guess it could be athletics too. So athletics or acrobatics.
No, okay. So that is with a plus 3. That's a 15.
Okay.
19.
Okay.
With the +3, 8.
17.
All right. So once again, Walter, you're the only one who doesn't like. Essentially, these things like kind of swarm in. You guys like make your move. They much like a swarm of bees. They're not all like one hive mind. So you kind of come in. There's like a few stragglers, sort of like flitting around in the hallway. That are sort of still there. The rest of you kind of like dodge quickly out of the way and get on the move. But one of them sort of like buzzes onto you. You quickly like smack it with your you like bap it away, but it stings you as it before you like crush it essentially. Make a Constitution saving throw.
18.
Okay. Once again, the sting kind of hurts, but mostly you feel fine. Okay, you guys slam the door behind you.
I
as
will
you-
magical python it close.
Okay. You.
I'm gonna lock that door. It's not gonna be our problem anymore.
All right, you python that door closed. You guys take a quick look around. You do still see that there are like, a couple of these creatures sort of like in the vicinity. They don't seem to be like enraged or like paying much mind to you guys yet. There is the chasm that you guys saw prior to coming here into that room, and then there's like the way that you came.
now that we have a moment, I'd like to, look into the abyss, as it were.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Rowan will go over and look with him.
I say, yeah, we're all gonna like peer into the abyss. I think.
Okay. Yeah, everybody can.
18.
11, 12.
Oh wait, 21 since Rowan's.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Oh. Okay.
24.
Okay. So, here's sort of what all of you guys see. You are standing on the precipice of this chasm, which is
Is it feeling oblivion-y?
What's that?
Is it feeling Bolivian-y?
Is it feeling
Bolivian?
Bolivian?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Bolivia.
There's several guys. There's several guys with
Oblivion? Is this the
alpaca
actual-
hair
is this the-
ponchos and pan flutes.
Is this the literal precipice of Oblivion?
No. You as you kind of get a scope of this this space, you get a little bit of a better sense of like your 3-dimensional surroundings here, and you realize that like you are essentially standing at the edge of like an exterior wall of the fortress as it like descends deep into the ground. So the broken, cracked open piece of this wall essentially gives you a view of the space outside. And this chamber, this chasm, is sort of made where there's like a natural opening in like the stone of the of the earth of the planet, and where this like fortress descends into it, sort of like natural pocket of empty space, creating a natural cave, one wall of which is the exterior wall of the fortress, which you are standing inside, and then like the rest of it is like natural stone, earth. Brom, with your natural 20, you see... Well, actually, Rowan with your 24. Let's do Rowan first. Rowan with the 24. You see that beneath like your feet where you're standing, you kind of look and you see that there's like an opening to like a sort of a pipe. You look down and it descends far beyond what you can see. It like is immediately dark, but it is 2-3 feet in diameter. You look up. There is a similar opening above you. You get the sense that like whatever this thing is went down the side of the outside of the building here, and like where you're standing is where this piece was like sheared off. And as you look, you can see that it does in fact like it descends all the way down to into the blackness below. There is several other of these similar things. They almost look like pneumatic tubes on a few positions around like the exterior wall of this fortress that lead down. Brom, with your natural 20, you notice far below you guys there is you notice movement. Something moves down there. You can't quite tell what it is, but it does seem to be fairly large, and there is a sort of shifting bluish glow that seems to emanate from it. It is kind of like the sense that you get is that it's a creature of some sort, and it is far below you. It's barely like you could cover it with like the end of your pinky from here. That's how far down this thing is. But there is definitely something moving down there that is like faintly glowing.
Oh, shit. It's a Balrog.
Oh, what?
Rowan points out the tubes to everybody. and immediately says, I don't suggest we jump in them right away, but it might be a way down if down is where we need to go.
We do need to get down. But we've bought ourselves some time. We might be able to find paths down that's not shimmying down tubes.
Can Walter explore the outside of this area via broom and
Yeah.
just kind of like get a feel for like what the actual like outside of this zone looks like?
Absolutely.
Like basically fly out and look back and figure out like what's going on.
Sure.
So let's see if there's any like entrances above or below where we're at, and then like other like where pipes go, and try to get like a better feel for what's up.
Sure. Make a perception check.
You hear the click of his night vision goggles turning back on for the first time in a while. Perception check. That is a 16, as I am more than 10 feet away from Rowan.
Okay. That is enough. You basically get sort of the same visual that you guys just got, just from sort of a different perspective. You can see that it does appear that whatever these like conduits are, they do run from the chamber that you're in. The top of it is only maybe 50 or 60 feet above like where you guys were standing before the like natural formation of the stone like comes to meet again with the outside of the fortress. So essentially what you can see is that there is a like a 60-70 foot wide section of like the exterior wall of the fortress that goes about 50-60 feet above where you are, but then like is exposed descending what could be miles from what you can tell from here. With a 16, you notice that there is another one of those pipes, not the one that Rowan was looking at. There's another one that is also, you see, damaged and is broken, and you see that it is. This one looks like it was, like blasted apart. It's like peeled back above, like up and up above, like a banana essentially.
Right.
And you see like ancient scorch marks on the stone, that kind of extend in a radius from like what you gauge to be like the center point of whatever like blasted from inside this pipe.
Does it look like something blasted it from the outside or something?
No,
blasted
definitely from the inside. Like it is like the two broken halves of the pipe are both like
peeled out.
My real human hand. They're both blasted like that way,
Yeah.
out and up.
Okay, so Walter will relay that and like maybe suggest like we try to get over there, and then he'll like jiggle the bag and like go down to the entrance. Like if you guys go through the bag, I can pull you out the other side, so you don't have to worry about like falling into the abyss. If you want to try to explore that general direction.
Yeah.
It's down, right? It's relative to us. It's down, which is where we kind of want to go.
Alar has rope, so he'll.
It is.
Just...
There's not. I mean, I will say like there's not anything to like put them on over there. Like it's just like this. Imagine these like pipes are essentially like running along the exterior wall, and like there's another one that's busted, but it's just a busted pipe on like solid wall. This spot where you guys are is the only actual, at least from what you can see here, is the only opening into like the interior of the fortress that you can see from where you're at.
Okay. Then either we're going down the pipes that we see here, or we're going back the way that we came and try and find another way down.
I mean, I can just head down with the bag. We can, if I find an entrance, we can portal through. And Rowan, you have sending, right? Do you have a sending scroll?
I have a few, and I'll give Walter.
So, like, I
Osrius,
can- Oh, Ozzy says a thought.
well, Osrius like clicks the heels of his boots and begins flying.
I mean, because he's limited to how much he can fly in a day. So if he ends his 500 feet of flight with his boots
That's
midair
500 feet of
over
flight.
the abyss. Yeah, boots of
No.
flying have a limited, don't they?
There's a time limit, but not
He has 2 hours
distance.
of flying capacity. No, he has 4 hours of flying capacity.
Gotcha.
My new boots could also probably help me down this pipe if.
Yeah, I mean, like Walter can like presumably go down further into the abyss to like go down further, like find another hole possibly, or try to search for one.
And then be all alone down there if anything goes wrong.
I have a sending scroll, and if you don't hear back from me, congratulations. On
I also have
the
message.
That's
That only
120
works
it's
for 30
120
feet.
and you have to know where I am.
Well, fuck you.
Look, I also have message. I wish it worked that way. I wish it was a walkie-talkie, but it's not. I mean, it is in a way. But I mean, yeah, it's an option. Or we can go back, or we can double back and go forward.
My
Double
concern
back,
about
fine.
doubling back is that we'll run into more bugs.
So Walter's just gonna like take the sending scroll and just start heading down, and if I don't find anything, if Walter doesn't find anything in 5 minutes of like flying down and searching, which is several hundred feet of exploration, and if you go by rounds,
Sure.
that should be like he'll just like fly back up and not use the sending. But if he
Okay.
does find any other like crevices or entrances, like he will use the sending scroll and then like have people go in the bag to like bag out.
Okay. Within 5 minutes, you descend, and you don't find any other like openings in the side of the fortress. You also don't get you don't see a bottom to this from where you get. It just continues to descend downward.
Sure. Okay. Yep. Well, in that case, Walter's not gonna waste the sending scroll, and he's gonna come back up. He's like, nope, doubling back it is.
Osrius is like, we want to go down, don't we?
Do you want to just go down a big slide?
He like looks at the slide. He's like, oh, I don't know about that. I'm doing a Braum voice for some reason. He goes, this is we could. He like looks at Walter. He looks at himself, and he looks at Braum. And he's like, can't we all fly?
Yes. I think I have enough charges left.
Fly for an hour, unless time isn't real. Then yes. Is fly 10 minutes or is it an hour?
10 minutes.
Yep, I have full charges.
He like shrugs. He's like, I didn't see a better way down than this when we were running down here.
Neither did I, and we don't.
Alright.
We're running short on time. We need to get down there.
All right, down it is.
All right, Brom.
How many times am I casting this? Who needs it?
I do.
One person could go on the broom with Walter,
One person can go on the broom, and
and
presumably
Oz
one
can
person
carry
can.
somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Oz can probably carry somebody.
So
Potentially
so
just
Braum-
one.
So really,
just
myself.
yourself,
Just
basically.
yourself, Brum.
Okay.
for
Oh,
10
yeah.
minutes 3 times, so 30 minutes of going straight down.
Hope it's enough.
How fast can you just free fall? Asking for a friend.
Well,
I think you fall at 60 feet around, don't you? To start, anyway.
yeah, I don't know if you can fall faster than you can essentially dash fly.
500 feet in 6 seconds.
That's a lot faster than you can fly.
Is that D&D mechanics, or is that
I-
terminal velocity of a human body according to Google?
It's a Google search that came up with D&D 5e
Hey.
rules.
In the world of D&D 5e, you fall 500 feet in 6 seconds.
I am absolutely willing to entertain the possibility that if y'all want to base jump off of this thing, and then try and time the activation of your flight spell so that you don't splat on the ground. We
Does
can
anybody
totally
have
do that.
Featherfall? Does anybody have Featherfall in any capacity?
Let me see, actually. I do not.
I also do not.
I'm checking. I don't think so.
No,
Brom, I think
it's
you're
normally
muted again,
wizard
so
stuff.
like, nod for yes, shake for no for Featherfall.
Oh, I don't have Featherfall. Fuck, I would look like.
Yeah, I do
I
not
can only
have
do
that.
so much magic.
You look like a puppet.
The fuck you say to me?
Oh no. Yeah, I don't have it.
Okay.
I mean,
I just don't want a goldfish moment. For anyone who's watched Critical Role, I don't want a fucking goldfish moment.
Well, it's a good thing somebody has Revivify.
If I'm the one who doesn't die,
We've got a bag of holding.
that I need to be taken out of.
Well, I'll try to swoop in and catch you
Oh my
in the
god.
bag of holding.
I
Get
just-
terminal velocity.
We all jump and aim for the bag of holding.
Put it.
For the bushes.
Aim for the bushes.
oh my god.
Put everybody in the bag, and then drop the bag, and then go take everybody out of the bag on the ground.
But does that work? does
Probably
that work?
safer.
Oscar's like, oh.
Well, it still means one person has to make the jump to get us out of the bag.
So Walter's like looking at his shovel. He's literally flying on actively.
If you
It's fine. Like, there, Walter's gonna start going down. If anybody else wants to base jump off the side of this mountain, we'll figure it out.
Fuck it, I'll do it. I don't
who's
care.
going with Walter on the broom?
I will.
Okay. I will cling to Oz or hold hands with Oz and hope to God I can hold on.
He
as
puts you-
Robbie jumps.
No, he
Jumping
definitely
just flies.
puts you piggyback so that he can have his like hands free.
I need somebody. You know what? I need art of us piggybacking Rowan as a base jump.
Alrighty, and Braum is casting fly on himself.
Is Braum timing it while he base jumps? Or is he just kind of like flying down?
I want to flip a coin. Uh, heads I base jump, tails I don't. Alright, I'm jumping, baby.
Okay,
All right. So
so
you're gonna try to time your casting. Well, it's out of the Bandor, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm just picturing Braum just taking the plunge and he's falling and he's just holding the Bandor, waiting.
So you guys are like flying down, and you start ahead, and then you hear like a faint whistle from above you.
No,
And
you
then,
fully
like-
hear Rowan screaming the whole way down.
Cowabunga!
Well, as you guys are going down like controlled, all of a sudden Braum just comes by like, whoo. Braum Felix Baumgartners for the second time today.
You suck.
There goes my heroes. The best thing. He just comes flying down. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Braum, you're gonna get to the bottom first, for
Yep.
sure.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Boy, what a series of events.
what is max fall damage in D&D? Real quick, it might become relevant.
20d6.
20d6.
It's 20d6, so the most he can take is 120 points of damage.
What's your
More than I have.
Okay.
My current HP is 108.
Okay.
So it's theoretically survivable.
So I here's what I think is gonna
My
happen.
max HP is 111.
This is the stupidest shit.
Yeah, here's what I think is gonna happen. We're not gonna risk him. Like, you will see the ground and react. The question is, do you react fast enough to slow yourself down with your fly to like pull up out of the dive before you hit the ground, or do you mistime it and hit the ground? Either way, you either will not hit the ground, or like you will hit the ground significantly slowed down. So we'll say you will take. Here's how we're gonna do it. I'm gonna have you make a. Jesus, what kind of check is appropriate for?
Arcana.
No, I
Try-
don't think so.
If
For, like,
preferred by,
he's like, for his
last time it was
reflexes.
I think it's performance.
Performance.
It's performance.
Okay.
He is literally
It's on
falling
the
with style.
Bandor.
It's a Bandor. He's got to get the correct timing down.
Yeah, what
Like-
I'm going for here is what's the role for his like his reflexes essentially, like, because it's dark in here. You're from the time you see the ground coming.
That's reflex
Dex
is
save?
dex.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you need to make. That's the first thing we're gonna do. You hurtle towards the ground like a missile. You see a faint glow that kind of shows you the ground before you get there, which gives you like the time to be like, oh shit, okay, I see it, like I got a spell. So make a dexterity save to see how well you time your roll.
$19.
19. Okay, we need better music for this. I don't have falling to your imminent doom. Okay, so with a 19, I think you. I think that is going to be good enough to like, you see the ground coming, you hit the Bandor, you activate your flying spell, and immediately like you feel your ability to like control your descent, and you have to start like trying to essentially like reverse thrust to slow yourself down to a stop to then be able to like maneuver again. And with a 19, okay, now here's where the performance check. Now make a performance check to see with what kind of style Braum reaches the ground.
That is a is a 29.
Okay. Then please describe how it is that Braum like reaches the bottom of this chasm.
He's playing "Falling Away from Me" by Korn.
No.
No, he's playing Free Falling by Tom Petty. Come on.
I think in the final moment he will like, as he like strums the Bandor, he will then like slide it on its strap around his back and sort of like Iron Man in flight pose as he like is about to hit the ground.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna minor illusion doves flying out from behind me as I stop myself from.
Okay.
And then daintily land on the
You
ground.
daintily land on the ground, and you look around and you realize that nobody else saw that because you're down here by yourself.
It was for me.
It was for you. Back at the top of the chasm.
I don't care about anybody else.
The rest of you are descending downward. As you
Rowan and Oz, we're gonna base jump too. It's really up to Oz, because Rowan's just on. for
Well,
the
Oz
ride.
can Oz can fly for 4 hours. Oz is just flying
Yeah.
you down.
Okay.
So you guys are just like he's got you like he's got you like a backpack, and he's just sort of like
Okay,
standing.
in my head, Oz was just like, that looks like fun, and just jumped.
No. He just
I
like
don't know,
he
I
just
think
sort of
Oz in true
steps off,
fashion would also have done it.
and with his but because he's carrying Rowan, he's not doing that.
Big ol'
He's
softy.
essentially just like standing upright, and you guys are like descending, like you're on
I'm
an
going to use
invisible
my
elevator.
new toy, and I'm going to actually give us a little bit of light since there's no other light source down here.
Okay.
So,
Funny you should say that, because as you say that there's no other light source down here, about halfway down, you spot the same thing that Brahm spotted from a height.
okay,
though
I
now
doused that
it
light
is-
immediately then.
It is much closer to you, and it is rapidly ascending. Everybody make a perception check.
Dirty 20.
Am I close enough to Rowan?
To get
How
better
close
than
are you
that
flying,
6?
being honest?
I mean, it would be a 9 at that point. So like, does that matter?
No, I don't think you're close enough to Rowan at this point. It's not going to matter. Okay. So, Dirty 20, 6, and what was Rowan's?
19.
19. Okay. With the Dirty 20 and the 19, you guys see rising up from down below. You're like looking at it from above. You see like a pair of large leathery wings which like beat rhythmically in order to like elevate the mass of a form which immediately is recognizable to you as a dragon. It is much, much, much smaller than the dragons that you have thus far encountered. It's got maybe a 50-foot wingspan.
Only 50 feet.
Only 50 feet. With the 2 high rolls there, everybody sees this with those. The 2 high rolls, you guys notice something about this. It is the source of light. It appears to be the source of the light. It is sort of glowing with this like sort of greenish, bluish, hazy illumination. And you, Rowan and Walter, Rowan and Alar, you guys realize that the illumination is coming from like rends in it, like it's in its hide. You see that there's like these big like splits and fissures in its scaled hide, and from the inside there is what appears to be like a swirling mass of pure arcane energy. The scales of the dragon, you are fairly certain, look like they are metallic in nature, though the hue is difficult to determine because the illumination from the magic coming out of this thing is like muddying the color, but they glimmer in a way that you think is like a metallic sheen. The wing beats bring this thing closer and closer to you as you guys descend. What are you doing?
So for sense of scale, this thing is the size of like a single engine small airplane, like a
Yes.
Cessna. It's not big, but it's not exactly small.
It's not. Yeah, I mean, based on your like sense of scale for like dragons, which the 2 that you have seen have been the size of like
A house.
Boeing 747s, like humongous.
Yeah.
It's much smaller, but it is still like significantly bigger than you.
How far away from it when we lock it.
when you like clock it, it is probably 200-300 feet below you, and as you guys are kind of descending and it
They're
is
approaching.
coming up,
Yeah.
it is rapidly like
Very
closing that distance.
I would
Call?
like to. I'd like to call out to it in Draconic. We are friends of Zelzaveth. Let us pass.
Okay. Anybody else doing anything?
Rowan's trying to like steer Oz towards the wall to get out of
Okay.
this thing.
So you tell Oz like hug the wall, and he's like, "Woo," and he backs up, backs up
Yeah.
against the wall.
I just want to give
anything-
it space. I don't want to block it.
Walter hears Alar say this. I almost called him several different names. And like Walter's gonna like kind of like dig into like flying this thing towards it, with the idea that like I will shoot past it down if it's hostile,
Okay.
instead of trying to like fight it. But like if it's friendly, I'll be in a position to like readjust.
Okay. So then with those actions, here's what happened. Here's what happens. It continues to ascend. Rowan and Oz, you guys kind of like hug the wall and sort of slow your descent and try to clear out of the way. Alar, you call out to it. I'm assuming also like keeping out of its path.
Yes,
and Walter
I
sort
would-
of like goes to like zoom past it down.
Say Alar's riding with me, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You guys
So,
are together.
So he's kind of like he
Gotcha,
yells
gotcha.
that, and like Walter's gonna like get in a position that like we're not in
Okay.
impact range, but also like
Sure.
we can evade or stop if we need to.
So it is, if you will imagine it's like the position of it, it is sort of like like its head and its tail and like its four legs are all kind of like hanging beneath it as its wings like kind of beat and sort of like carry it upward like this. And as you get closer, it continues to rise. You call out to it. It doesn't seem to react to you. And eventually it continues to rise and it draws level with you. And you get a better look at it. And Alar and Walter, since you guys are kind of like trying to zoom past faster, you see it first. You see that like its body, especially like the front part of its body, there are like huge sections of its body which are like completely missing and are otherwise just comprised of what appears to be like a semi-solid form of whatever this magical energy is. There is no like intelligence or recognition that you see in like its eyes or its face, as it just sort of like continues to rise past you guys, as if on sort of like a pre-programmed like path that it is following, and it just continues to rise higher and like goes on past you and doesn't acknowledge any of you in any way.
Does any aspect of this dragon look familiar to me as we get close to it? Like,
in
is
what
there
sense?
any hint that I feel like I should know what or who this is?
No.
Okay, so like failing like basically like Walter knows that Zalzaveth was an Archon, and like if this is like the reanimated corpse of one of his patron deities, then like that's one thing. But like if it's just like some random dragon that's been reanimated for magic purposes, then like
that would be your take probably.
yeah. Walter's not going to stir the pot. Just like if we're not going to get attacked, we're gonna survive this and like move forward.
Okay. All right, so you
We'll
guys
just
do
keep
that. You
going
move
down,
on. It continues to go up. You lose sight of it above you, and eventually you
That
guys
was a loot pinata.
yeah, it was full of gold. You descend down and you find Brahm standing there. He's been on the ground for maybe a minute at this point, minute and a half, and you guys reach his level and land.
Yeah, Brom, did you send that magical dragon up? Is that a spell you have now?
Like what?
So
Never
you didn't
mind. Let's go.
you didn't see the magic dragon? All right. Well, let's carry on and
Okay.
see.
You-
Is there a door? Is there
Yes.
an entrance that says like
Uh,
Sears?
It says Sears.
Oh, I knew it.
It says.
Good. Murray's here.
You see an opening in the side of the fortress here. It is not so much a door as it appears to be like a big, almost like a big exhaust vent or something. You do see that like all of these, all of those like pipes, tubes, descend and they like converge on this like large circular opening at the base here. It is just kind of like open, and it is big enough that it functionally makes like a sort of circular corridor that you can just walk down.
I pat Oz on the shoulder as I climb down, and he finally lets me get down.
Into the pipe verse. Tube verse. The internet.
Okay. So you guys proceed forward. After about 10 minutes of walking, you can see a light up ahead. You see that you're coming up on the end of this tunnel, and it opens up into some kind of a chamber beyond. There is a kind of a suffuse golden amber colored glow coming from the chamber, and as you guys approach, everybody make a perception check.
Can I use my paladin spidey senses to see if there's anything like evil ahead?
Sure.
22.
I got an 11, thanks to Rowan.
18.
30-20.
Okay. Hang on. So with everybody except the 11, you guys hear something as you approach. It appears to be the tones of two people speaking to each other. One of them has sort of a higher, kind of a scratchy timbre to their voice, and the other one has a very sort of slow, steady baritone voice. They're kind of too far away, and the echoes of this chamber make them too far apart to like discern what they are saying. But you kind of hear one of them is like the one with the sort of the slightly higher pitched voice is like kind of talking in like quick clipped snappish tones, and the deeper voiced one occasionally responds in sort of a kind of a measured calm tone. And Rowan, are you using a are you using like a specific like divine sense to detect good and evil, or are you just trying to like reach out and see if there's any like
I'm just trying to
paladin-y-
reach out with
Okay.
the paladin sense that, with like being able to sense.
Sure.
I'll use divine sense if necessary.
Okay. With your like senses, you do not sense that like there is any like Malark. And essentially, at this point, like Malark is not in that room. You can yeah. You don't sense he's the one you'd pick up in here, and you do not sense the power of the
I wasn't sure
the
if I'd
light
get something
from
after
within him.
the dragon making me sick when we were in the blighted land, so being close to it. In that case, when I don't sense Malark, I will drop a divine sense, and I can, within 60 feet, feel celestial, fiend, or undead ahead of me.
Okay. So you know with certainty that none of those creatures are.
I feel slightly better about walking.
Alar's going to hold a hand up, and then he's going to point at himself, and he's going to point further down.
I nod at Alar, understanding he wants to sneak ahead.
And I will try to be stealthy.
Okay. Make a stealth.
Oh, bless you. Natural 20, 27.
Okay. You.
30.
What?
If Rowan's there, you have +3.
No.
Forward with him.
Sure, the clanking paladin comes along with the super silent rogue. That's great.
You move forward, and you kind of get to the edge of this chamber, or this opening, and you find that it does open up into a chamber, where it opens up into what appears to be one chamber that is made from what probably was two chambers at one point. The space that this opening opens up into looks like it was one sort of singular space, but the back half of it is like you can see like a line of demarcation where there's just like a rubble space where like the back wall is now gone and leaves it open into what is the space, or what would have been the space behind it, which is the second chamber, and that is where you see the source of the glow from in this space, and you see the individuals that were the source of the talking. You see the chamber is fairly wide, but not particularly deep. There are strange pieces of like arcane machinery within it that you could not begin to guess the function of. There are also like conveyor belts all around here with like different pieces of like strangely shaped metal and like crystalline structures. There is at the very back of the chamber, there is like this huge ornate door with all of these like strange interlocked what would appear to be like rotating rings that have all of these like different arcane symbols on them, and that door is like faintly glowing. And then the two men, one of them is sitting at one of these pieces of machinery, and you, by like his position that you can't fully see him, he appears to be like fussing around with it. The other one is just standing nearby, and is sort of just watching him. And they don't
Do
appear
I
to have...
recognize either?
You... You do not.
I am going to point back down the pipe, and I am going to cast message. And as quiet as a whisper, I am going to message. What D4? Rowan. And two people, and I will describe them, their race, hair color, everything, everything I can
Okay,
spot
yeah,
about them.
they both appear to be human. One of them is much older. He is sort of like a little bit kind of like wiry and bony. He's most of the hair on the top of his head is gone. He is He's got sort of like a hooked nose, and he's got kind of a dour expression on his face. The other individual is a bit younger, probably early middle-aged by the looks of him. He is very like tall and broad, and just kind of like a mountain of a man. He has short, sandy, neatly parted hair, and a pair of wireframe spectacles that he occasionally sort of like pushes up on the bridge of his nose as he looks over the other man's goings on.
Rowan will describe that just as quietly to the others to see if it rings a bell, and also wondering if it rings a bell for her.
Really difficult to gauge. Yeah. Like, I mean, nobody springs to mind, immediately. But just based on like a sort of a relayed quick description, very difficult to gauge whether like you know who either of these two people are.
Walter hears like a bony old man and is like immediately like, "That's not who I hope. I hope that's not who I think it might be." And like he starts like sneaking up, like trying to like catch up with Alar and try to like maybe he'll like fly the broom to like not have footfalls.
If Walter flies the broom, Rowan's climbing on the broom very quietly so she can get up there without making noise.
What? Sorry. So Walter and Rowan are gonna head up. Brom and I guess what's Brom doing, and then if we'll determine what Oz does from there. Well, Brom. Oh, there's Brom.
No, I'm here. I had to put my.
It's like on. It's kind of like Brom is like drunk, because every time we like need him for something, he's like, "No, I'm here."
Finally, not playing the drunk.
So, are you approaching with the others, Brom?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll do the same. So everybody make a stealth check.
Do I negate her Rowan's disadvantage or?
No, I don't think so, because you still got armor and you're.
Okay.
So, 23 thanks to Rowan's aura of superiority.
Nice.
21.
Not bad for disadvantage. 16.
Was that including your +3?
Yes.
Is that including your +3? Rowan, is that including your +3?
Yes.
Wink.
Yes.
Wink, hard wink.
It is. I'm not gonna lie.
I know.
Not that.
I hate. I hate that this is how it worked out. That I'm the one to do this to you guys based on me rolling for Oz, but Oz got a 2 + 3 for a total of 5.
Can I roll for Oz?
Yeah, I guess. I guess. Yeah. Go ahead and roll. And we'll negate my roll if.
I'm kidding.
Depending on what you roll.
I got a 17 for Oz. It did better for Oz than myself.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna give them. So it was what? It was 17. It was 23, and it was what?
16 for Rowan.
Okay. I'm gonna give them another set of perceptions. Okay. The big guy, nat 20s on his perception check. So
Can we re-roll that one too?
As...
Hey, what if that guy just dies?
Oh, he goes. No, he doesn't really. He doesn't really react very dramatically. Like as you guys sort of like move in, you all kind of gather around the mouth of the this opening, and like I think what you guys see is like a he like an anime villain. He like kind of turns his head and he like pushes his glasses up the bridge of his nose, and his glasses do that thing where they like turn mirrored for a second and glint. And he goes, "Ah, Oberon, they've arrived."
Dun, dun,
We know
dun.
Oberon, don't we?
We know the name.
know the name.
You know
We don't
of
know
Oberon.
the
The
name.
name, not the man.
He goes, "The fool's errand, I assume."
Does Walter recognize either of these people?
No, we're delivery. Somebody order a wrap.
Walter, you do not. Rowan,
Oh, thank
make
God.
a history check.
No. No. I don't want to know. Can I? Oh God, I do know, don't I? Hold on. It's a 20.
It's Rowan's dad.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised at this fucking point. It's 24 history check.
The 24 history check. You do recognize the big guy.
Oh God, who's the?
You don't know what his name is, because you never really knew him,
Mm-hmm.
but you remember him from Lyra when you were a vanguard in the Order of the Radiant Dawn. You remember that when Malark started to grow disillusioned with the Order and began to kind of like pull away from you and started hanging out with like kind of a rougher crowd, you saw him with this person a time or two. You know that this person was in the Order, though he was not a paladin. He was just like was in the Order, and this is one of the people that Malark started sort of like hanging out with, or like you sort of saw him with, talking quietly in like corners of the mess hall a couple of times, shortly before everything went down, that resulted in his betrayal and his departure. And he steps like around a piece of machinery as you guys kind of like step into the room now that your presence has been spotted. And he says, "Well, I suppose introductions would be appropriate. You may call me Palamides."
I'm gonna while they're like staring at Brom, it's like, don't do it. Don't do it.
Rowan is just staring at him.
He's nuts.
And then looks at the group around her.
Do any of us have any recognition with that name? Like, have we heard it anywhere?
It's the name that was given to you guys by Zintris.
Oh, yeah.
She gave you all of the.
That's right.
Palamides and Oberon are two of the. I think Brom tried to make a joke and found that his microphone is not working again.
No, I was gonna say it, and then Jason said.
Oh, okay. Or here, hang on. He says, "I suppose introductions are in order. You may call me Palamides."
Palamides nuts.
And that is where we will end the session for tonight.
Why?
Yay!
I'm done.
Yeah.
Done.
Good night.
Done.
Good night.
Done with you.
Sleepy time.
Done.
The secret word of the day was these nuts. Yeah. All right, well, hey, thank you everybody for joining us for tonight's Halloween Puppet episode of Delve Requisite. We will be here, same bat time, same bat channel, next Tuesday for the next episode. That's Tuesday, November 7th. Oh, it's November already.
Oh God.
Unfortunately, without puppets.
Yeah.
Without puppets.
Please, if you haven't, if you're in the United States, vote, then join us.
Yes.
Do it. Do it!
I dare you.
I compel you. Anyway, thank you for joining us. We will see you next time. And I think we are, just in case, I know I've said it a couple times, I just want to keep reiterating it. We're going to stick, we think, with this 8 to 10 o'clock instead of 7 to 10 o'clock time frame through, like, the end of the campaign here. I personally, like, I'm finding the shorter sessions more like palatable. They feel a little more like quick bites where, like, you know, like sort of something interesting happens through the course of the episode, and then like that's it. So we're gonna keep doing that. Maybe our finale will be a big one, but other than that, be sure to tune in at 8 o'clock next week, and we will see you then. So thank you for joining us, and thank you to our sponsors, Little Dragon Corp and Cardboard Castle. We will catch you next time. Bye.
Oh, hold on. Gotta wave goodbye. Woo!
Bye.